Goeiemorgen, good morning. I'm just quickly opening a website that I just closed down by my own stupidity this morning. See, we've got a weird light falling here over my head this morning. Let's lift this thing up a bit. Better, perhaps. Alright, that looks better. Good morning, everybody. Let's quickly see a few things this morning. Coronavirus update. 764,000 cases recovered, 160,000. It's probably also a good thing to tell you guys how many has recovered. That's important as well. But we're not even near to the 50% recovery at all. We're way down the line. Current deaths this morning runs down to 36,862. New Zealand had their first death. South Africa had 2. Presumably the 2 is now for real, because they haven't changed the stats again. But leading the world with new cases, or with total cases, is the USA. America's taking on a big knock. 152,000. Italy has also moved over the 100,000 this morning. They are on 101,000. So between the USA and Italy, they make up about, I would say, what do we have? About 30% of all cases in the world. So between these two, and then we've also seen that the USA's new deaths per day started to increase. But let me first greet a few people. Good morning, Lisa, Teresa, Chantel, Elaine, Mishka, Sean-Marie Delport. Good morning to you all. Yep, we had a bit of a hectic startup this morning. The tablet that I normally use, or the one that I'm using now, I didn't want to start up for one another reason. Probably had another virus or thing on there. So yeah, it's just interesting that sometimes technology drops you in the very last minute. And as you can hear this morning, I've got the flu. I've been quite sick on Sunday. Monday was better, but this morning again, blocked nose, that type of thing. But no, it's not corona. Don't worry about that. So, as I said, leading the deaths is the USA, 152, Italy, or leading the cases is the USA, 152,000, Italy, 101,000. New cases on the USA, 9,000 and 4,000 for Italy. On the new death side, Italy still leads the world with nearly 12,000 deaths, 812 new ones in the past 24 hours. So, still not going good. Although the USA has got 152 cases, they've got 2,800 deaths. My thoughts here is probably that it could be a fact that they are probably testing a bit more people. So this is the only reason why I could think that they have that large amount of new cases and they have these small amount of deaths. So that just doesn't correlate on the spectrum that you see. I mean, if you take Italy, it's got 101,000 cases and 11 or near 12,000 deaths. That's nearly 12% of all new cases or cases that they do have end up in death. So not a good one there. China's got another 31, but it looks like they've actually looks like they've won the war that they started. So on the Spain side, Spain is also hard hit. Now I doubt if Spain and Italy has got better hospitals, the one than the other. So Spain also got 85,000 people with 5,000 new ones and total deaths on 7,300. So, yeah, France also got 3,000 deaths. Interesting enough, the countries like Iran has got a lot of deaths, but 2,700 deaths, not large amounts. And these are all very hot countries. So, your hotter countries like Turkey, 168. Interesting stats coming out of those. South Africa currently, let me go to the official one, presumably has tested 35,000 people, 1,300 positive cases, 31 recoveries, and 2 deaths. So South African curve is still way below what the normal death to cases ratio is. So, but I've also heard some people from South Africa telling me that there has been people arrested there that did not give the correct figures through. So, or that have people that have given, or that do have the virus, they haven't put them on the list there. So that's also probably something you've got to think about. How accurate is those 35,000 cases? Is it really accurate? And yep. But let's not dwell on that. Where's the New Zealand? New Zealand 589 cases, 75 new ones. This is also a bit shocking. Also one death, only 63 recovered. So your recovered cases versus total cases is very much the same all around the world. With South Africa coming late to the party and New Zealand also late to the party. But I think New Zealand probably has got a good idea here with closing down all the things, and even the one death here that it took a bit for the people to get used to it. You can really die of this. But I see that the people on the street, that they are less. There's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of goings on that is not, I would say, driven to something. It's not people milling around. I don't know in other areas of New Zealand, but the part that I can see, and I can only see a small part as I'm stuck here on the hill. So, also good morning to Vanita. Mishka saying that the whole Corona and China thing is a bit fishy. I do agree up to a point, but the facts out there is, even if it's very fishy or not fishy, the facts out there is people is dying. People is dying. This girl in Cape Town was I can't call her, she was a broker, what do you call it, PDM, but she worked part of Sunland that I knew of, and I have seen her on certain of the functions down at Sunland. I don't know her very personally, so on these functions you've got 2,000 plus people normally, but I have seen her face somewhere. That's why the second I saw her face I thought, geez, I know you from somewhere. And I have asked somebody in Sunland, and they have verified that it was from their side that this lady was. So Mishka saying it's as if they made a war, but there was without a cure. I've got my doubts on the cure as well. It'll probably take quite a long time to be out there or to become available. It's a lot of testing you need to do before you can do anything on cures. And yeah, to test anything on anybody, it's hectic. You gotta realize that that's gonna be quite hectic to test the stuff. I want to go back just to see where I put the Stanley thing this morning. Right, the market's not looking good. Let's put it there. The all share went down by a further 4%, the financial 15 by 9, industrial 25 by 4. It is also down by 3.5 and property by 7.5. Let's bring property to an all-time low at minus 50%. This is the South African stock market, guys. This is not the world. This is the South African stock market. You've heard that it was that the Moody's degraded or downgraded South African bonds now to junk position. Junk position means that the bonds aren't allowed to be bought by overseas investors. Sorry, my head is a bit thick this morning, so I struggle with all the thinking. But yep, that is part of this flu that I do have. So, but overseas investors not being able to buy any of the bonds means that there's no new money flowing into South Africa. And the other thing is, once you go into junk status, once a country goes into junk status, this means that you aren't allowed to have these type of bonds into certain portfolios. That's rules and regulations. So they will be selling off bonds like crazy. So bonds will be flooded the market. The bond price will probably go down. In South Africa, we just reiterate that the bond price in South Africa will probably go down because there will be too many bonds, too little buyers. More the thing of price and demand. So on the other side, let's look at the global markets. The Dow Jones backing down to about 24%. The S&P 500 also went down to 21%. It still looks like the CAC 40 is not trading. That's the French market. I'll have a look into that. The DAX 30 is also trading, but went down to 27%. The FTSE went down to 26%. That's actually down by 5%. But the Hang Seng went up by 0.5 and the Nikkei 225 by 3.8, bringing those markets, the Nikkei up to 16% or minus 16%, and the Hang Seng up to minus 16% and the Nikkei up to minus 18%. Those are both Eastern markets. So the recovery is, according to me, forget about the virus, the recovery is slowly but surely happening in the East again, and it looks like that. That will probably be the start up of the rollover. So, Vanita asking if I can talk about KiwiSaver. Marita, according to the rules in New Zealand, I'm not allowed to talk to KiwiSaver about KiwiSaver in total as to give advice. But if I can say something about KiwiSaver, do not change your funds now. You'll be at a total loss. Wherever you are. If you're not in a cash fund currently in KiwiSaver, which is quite stupid to be in, that's my personal opinion, and this is not advice given, so that's very personal opinion. If you are in anything else than a cash fund, do not move. Close your eyes, go away, come back in a year's time. It's easy as that. Shut up, move away, come back in a year's time. Sorry about that. That is the way that I see that. That's what I'm doing with my own KiwiSavers. I can tell you guys what I've done with my own KiwiSaver. Well, it's not somebody else's KiwiSavers. It's my own one. Is in the highest risk currently. Yes, I am down. My KiwiSaver is down. No, I'm not going to show you what my KiwiSaver is doing because that's actually ugly. But I've looked at it once and I've moved away. So this is that. I will look at the KiwiSaver probably a year down the line, but I'm still paying my monthly. Or actually I do weekly contributions towards KiwiSaver, and I'm actually paying that, still paying that into the same funds. Because what has happened with that fund is gone down now. So I'm buying at a lower price. Eventually when the funds start back up, I will make money. But I got to have, I don't want to use an ugly word here. I got to have the vision not to try and change stuff now because it's already past. That horse is run. Time to change is already gone. And to my South African investors as well. On our One Rock page, Larry has put up quite a few notes on what is happening with the markets down there as well. Very much what I've told you guys now, but he went into a little more detail. Good on him for that. But to my South African investors, I saw one or two of you up down here. Guys, you got to look away today. From here onwards, you got to look away. If you want to see the damage, go and look at the damage and walk away. It's like having bumped your car. You drove into something or somebody or some car or whatever caused the accident. By staring at that car won't make it right. You've got to go have a look and say, damage is done. We will wait until the panel beaters, and the panel beaters this time will be the market. The market will eventually come back to where it was. It can take a few months. I doubt it will be overnight, to be quite frank. Markets fall faster than what they recover. That is always. It's always. Go and have a look at anything. It's always the markets fall faster than what they recover, and eventually when they recover better than what the previous point was, or where the previous high was. They normally go past that, but that takes a bit of time because you need to get the buyer's confidence back into the market. Markets, it's like the spend. I know the spend's value is, let's say, $3. You, the buyer, wants to buy the spend at $1 because you would like to sell it off at $4, but me, who manufactures the spend, know the value is $3. So if you offer me $1, it doesn't work for me. So I'm not going to sell it. I keep it back. This will probably increase the value of the pen because they become scarcer now. So eventually you will feel that you need to have this pen, and you'll give me my $3, and you'll sell this pen on to somebody else at $4. That's how the market works. All sentiment. If I'm afraid to buy this pen because of a virus that could be sticking to this pen, or the fact that I'm afraid of the company behind him who's making this pen, then I will not buy. But if I have got that shares in the company, I'm afraid of the company, I'll probably sell. So that's market is all about sentiment, all about how people feel. Sorry, I don't want to bore anybody this morning. Lovely morning this morning in the Bay of Plenty. Sun has just risen out here. It was 11 degrees this morning when I woke up. My wife actually woke me up at about 5 o'clock, believe it or not. Shook me awake and said, "Wow, you late." I said, "Woman, what's the time?" So she said, "No, okay." We had a bit of misunderstanding there this morning about when is 6 o'clock or when is 5 o'clock. It's normally at 6 o'clock my alarm goes off, but normally at that time I'm already up and running and busy checking who said what on Facebook. But this morning at 5 o'clock my wife thought it's a good idea to get me up and running. So, yeah. But it took me at least another hour just to get out of bed this morning. I wasn't really, with the head this thick, I wasn't really willing to lift it off the cushions there. Yep, as I saw somebody said, nice black coffee. I've got one of these coffee machines that bean to cups. Lovely coffee this morning. But I'm only allowed one of these cups. And being in isolation is not a good thing. So I have been drinking about 2 cups these days. Wife has bought us some very nice fruit teas. Now, I was never, the wife said, yeah, she woke me at 5:47. Okay, it felt like 5 o'clock. I was never a big tea drinker. I was a coffee guy. I could have probably about 12, 15 of those cups per day. So I started drinking these fruit teas, and quite nice. Different type of fruit that they do have. Different taste that you do get, and sometimes I just like a tad of honey, a little bit of honey, just dropping it there, and it just makes fruit tea much nicer. So, but we've started playing around with our Viljoens. As the wife said yesterday when she was on program, she started to make cordials with that, so that's quite nice. But I think it's a bit sweet. Could probably not be the best thing to have while you're in isolation. You can't go out for a run. Not that I'm the running type of person, so let's just make that quite clear. I'm not the running type of person. But I actually thought the other day, if I started running now, in the next 38 days, I could make a difference to my wealth. Or health, not wealth, to my health. We're all going to suffer a bit with the wealth side down here. So, yeah. Interesting things. What happened in New Zealand? The Prime Minister slowly but surely said, plus other guy, what is it, I think it's Mr., I don't want to get his name wrong, Mr. Bloomfield. They probably hinted at a stay of a level 4 that will last longer. So this was my thoughts from the very beginning. I don't know if you remember when myself and Benita talked the other day, we said about 6 to 8 weeks. They're currently hinting in that region as well. They haven't, sorry, I haven't watched his whole speech. I just read the extract from there. But they are hinting that the level 4 will carry on longer, and then certain areas who's not affected will probably go down to a level 3. Level 3 is not as tight as level 4, but it's also tight. You also cannot go out for parties and barbecues and these type of things. You still got to keep your distance, but you're allowed a bit more freedom. Sorry. I would love to have a bit more freedom, just to pop out with a boat in the harbour and go and catch a few snapper or something like that. So, yeah, I think the thing I miss the most, I think the freedom is the one thing I miss the most with this. Yes, I am with my loved ones. That is one of those things. I am with my loved ones, but I do miss the freedom. I miss the fact that I can just take my car and drive somewhere, even go and watch the beach. I haven't seen the beach. Sadly enough, the week before lockdown, I was so busy I couldn't get to the beach. So I haven't seen the beach in about nearly 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks now. So today is day 6 of lockdown. So yeah, let's see a bit about the people here in South Africa. What do you guys miss? It looks like your lockdown is a bit more stringent, or supposed to be a bit more stringent. I've seen some shocking videos coming out of places. So what do you guys miss the most down in South Africa? Is there anything that you do miss? Anything that you feel you should have done just before you went into lockdown? And are you really keeping to your lockdown? So that's one of the questions I have this morning to you guys. So please pop me a message down at the bottom. I'll read them out as they come in. Yep, and this morning I'll probably have about 2 liters of met lemon, or lemon sip as they call it here. It's quite a weak thing. Not as much, not as nice as the met lemon of South Africa, but that's that. I also want to show you something. I use this product. My wife sells this. It's called Rescue. It's from Unique. It's like a mist. It's one of these things you can, if you cough on your hands, you can wipe it down. It's got alcohol base. It's a hand sanitizer. So, Mishka asking, how long after lockdown will it take to recover, or just to get back to normal? That's also depending on how long lockdown will last. So, oh, sorry guys. The longer lockdown lasts, the longer the recovery process will be. Let's be quite frank. I do believe that there's still a lot of money out there, still a hectic lot of money to buy shares as they become available. And the fact that the market has gone blue on some parts show that there is shares being bought. So Shen Murray Dalport saying, we miss visiting family. Sorry about that. Yeah, my kids were supposed to arrive in 3 days time. So that's something I will miss. Mishka's saying I missed the kindergarten. I wonder why. You get so much time to spend with your kids now. Eh? Reason for Viljoen saying I miss my gardener. Don't have a domestic worker. Then you probably you must be in South Africa. We in New Zealand, this is the domestic and the gardener as well. Yeah, the kids. I don't understand that the kids would really want to do a lot of stuff that they can't do now. They struggle to understand why now in lockdown. So Charles Jansen from Viljoen saying he misses his visvang and his barbecues or braais. Oh guys, sorry about all this coughing. I must do a bit of a run in a few hours. Go buy some flour. We found out where there is flour here. Once I have been there, I'll let you all know where the flour is in Tauranga. So Mishka saying, is the year gone to hell? No year has gone to hell. Every second you waste is a second you have wasted. So I'd have to think that the year is really down the drain. I'd have to think that the year was a total loss. I've learned such a lot of things. So oh, come on, this is the wife asking, since when are you the domestic guy? She actually forgets. Sometimes I do grab that the vacuum cleaner. I do actually do a very excellent job on vacuuming the house. That's something that I don't mind doing. I like doing the vacuuming. But I still feel that a woman must know her instruments. As I know my instruments, I mean, this is one of my instruments. The wife needs to learn or needs to know how her washing machine and the tumble dryers and these type of things work. So it's a part of the knack that women have out there. So I will leave that to my wife to run all the other white ways. So yep, I don't think this year is totally down the drain. I think probably more to the end of the year. Down to the end of the year, we will see a few changes. Hopefully we'll be out of lockdown. Hopefully by September we'll have the borders open. Hopefully by those times we'll see the light. I really am hoping that I can get my kids down here, and if I can get my kids here, it was a great year. So, and everybody else, I've spoken to a heck of a lot of people whose husbands is in New Zealand or wives is in New Zealand, and the rest of the family is stuck in South Africa. My heart goes out to those people that have been torn in two. I mean, that's a whole, we call it bubbles in New Zealand. You got your bubble, me, the wife, and the kid that's in this house, plus his girlfriend, that's our bubble. But here is a bubble stuck in two different countries. One part of the bubble is in New Zealand and the other part is in South Africa. And this bubble is actually supposed to be together. And my heart goes out to these people. Sadly, I speak to these people on a daily basis. At least once a day, somebody tells me about their story. And yes, I have got total empathy to those people stuck out there, but there's no quick solution to this. And for those people stuck out there in South Africa, and your hubby's down here, guys, girls, I really have a lot of respect for you guys running this long distance relationship, but just keep in there. It will get better eventually. So yeah, not a lot more than I want to say about that. So before I burst out in tears on that, Letitia Skitter saying, I'm just growing, I'm just digging my own hole much deeper. So, and it's just great saying, love the banter. That's actually my wife giving me a lot of problems here. You don't understand. So, Yolanda's saying your team is working around the clock to get family. So, not a lot you can do if the borders are closed. That is being done by government, and government will keep the borders closed. And I do fully understand why. And I've got a lot of respect for the government currently. I just actually think they should have done this a week or 2 weeks ago, or earlier. Sorry to anybody who was stuck out there. I've got close family, or not very close family, but nephew's son of mine that's also stuck in South Africa, and he could have been here. He left just before the lockdown, and unfortunately couldn't get a plane back. So, and he's going to be stuck that side until whenever. Mishka, sorry, Mishka, I struggled to see your name here this morning. Mishka, I must be going blind or something. Yeah, very positive. Thanks for sharing that. We all need that reminder. Yeah, guys, in this times, there's a heck of a lot of negatives. I'm sorry if I've ever been negative on this show or the broadcast, and sorry if I've ever given you a lot of negative. But there is some negative stuff that you need to know. But let's hope we will have the positives out there more than the negatives, because that's all that will overcome this year. This is all that will eventually, after even if we've got 364 bad days, we've got one extremely good day. That day will win the whole year over for all of us. So, all right. On that note, sun is shining outside. I'm not allowed to go fishing, not allowed at all. So anybody who's stocked up on toilet paper, probably not a good or bad idea. That the ones that have stocked up on toilet paper, we are going to be in lockdown, I believe, for at least 8 weeks. So I'm looking at what the ministers and the prime ministers and everybody else is saying. They are hinting at that ever so slightly. So yeah, it's just a period of time, get us through a week or 2 weeks of lockdown and then extending the lockdown in total. I've heard that your president has made a speech in South Africa. I haven't had time to watch that or watch the speech there. I mostly find South African politics very boring, except when they fight in Parliament. That's the only bit of sense that it does make to me, because if you can have a speech 1 minute and fall asleep the next minute, you're not a good president. Sorry about that. Who else is saying what? All right. Looks like there's not a lot of other stuff coming up through. Guys and girls, remember every week morning, and we'll give you the new times as soon as we're nearer to daylight savings. We are trying to get a bookkeeper to talk on the show as well. We are trying somebody to come and talk to us about the grants that New Zealand has given. There's $9.3 billion in that pot. It needs to be used. It looks like they've paid out, I think, 200,000 people already or something like that. It's quite a large amount, and I don't have that amount right in front of me, but I just saw it the other day and thought, wow, this isn't half bad. I've seen some people saying that they have received this money in about 3 to 5 days, so it's not a bad thing at all. So that is that. I'm going to say love you and leave you. We've had our 30 minutes. I started a minute late, so don't hit me over the head again. Now I've got to go face my wife. She's probably waiting just behind that door. As you can see, there's the door. She's probably waiting behind that door with a vacuum cleaner. And she's probably going to insist that I show her how good a domestic I am. But I have promised her this morning that I'll take my new electric cutters. I bought myself nice electric cutters. And I'll go and trim some of the trees outside today, because it needs to be trimmed. As me as the gardener here, haven't been that well, haven't been that good in the garden as well. So, alright guys and girls, that's me. Thanks a lot for listening to me. My name is Jan Viljoen, all the way from Welcome Bay. I'm a financial advisor. I'm not an immigration advisor, so Vanita is an immigration advisor here on the group. My work down here is to help people with life covers, and we do that as we are in essential skills. We are still open, we just don't do face-to-face. So if you need life covers, disability income protectors, it's a bit late for redundancy covers now. But you need any of this, remember, if you should die, there need to be money out there to get your family settled up or back to wherever they need to go. So keep that in mind. Contact me. You all got my detail. If you don't have my detail, just send me a PM. And yep, Barry, I'm going to take some metlemon now, mate. I'm going to take about a liter of the stuff just to try and feel better. Let's get this kop down. Alright guys and girls, see you all. And if my wife catches me with the vacuum, I'll let her post some pictures. See you. Bye bye.